What in the world is this thing? Guys, this is the first time I'm looking at it right now. It is 6 o'clock in the morning and I won this bid 2 days ago. And I think it was probably more of a coincidence, but the shipper was already at the Copart yard in New York. He literally picked it up the same day. So this is all a first time look for all of us. And you know, right off the bat, my initial reaction is that this isn't really that bad. Like, I'm assuming that this was just all custom made by someone in his garage at this point. I mean, I don't know much about this. The very little research I've done over the last couple days is that this is somehow related to the Banshee concept. I just thought this looked super weird. We bid on it, we won, and here she is. So no idea if this thing runs or anything, but this is crazy. It looks like a movie car. Door handles are shaved. Just like the pictures that I saw on the auction site, it's all there. Like, it's a solid car. It has doors, glass, wheels. It's not slammed to the ground. Nothing super damaged. We have a little crack right there. Also, okay, so you don't have a key and we don't know how to open these doors, do we? There's no door handle. Oh wow, look at this. A safety inspection from 2019. That's a good sign. That means maybe it ran this year? Okay, so let's see. I do not see anything. Dude, how in the world? How do you get in this car? Okay, so that strap is for the inside handle, apparently, and the keys are inside. Well, hang on, let's try pulling it down. Wow, so my exterior door handle apparently is like a seatbelt strap. Weird. Look at this. This is how you do the door handle. That's crazy. Wow, this had to have been some kind of weird show car. Like, they weren't expecting this to be anything close to practical. All right, we got the door open. Now we have to try and figure out how to get this hood open. And he already pulled the latch. Doesn't seem to be working. All right, I'm pulling. Maybe give it a couple hits. You wanna just push it? Okay. She's rolling. I just pushed her off the trailer.
A couple of months ago, my friend Sam sent me an auction listing from New York, a crazy looking Pontiac Firebird from the 80s that looked like it was made for the movies, or maybe it was a concept car, or maybe someone put hundreds of hours into custom paint and bodywork to make it their own. I knew immediately I had to have that car. And here she is, except at the time that this was delivered, I honestly was not ready for another project, so I put it under a tarp, and I haven't as much as peeked under this tarp so I could fully experience and discover exactly what this car is with you guys. So I don't know what engine's under the hood. I don't know if this thing runs. I don't know if we're gonna find some cool paperwork inside this car, but we're gonna find out together. All right, we're gonna uncover the Firebird right now and push it outside so we can take a good look at this car, see exactly what I bought, see if we can get it running. But first, because I've bought 2 auction cars and I'm actually bidding on a third, I think I owe it to you guys to let you know exactly what I use to make sure that I'm getting the best deal on these cars. This is a site called autoauctions.io, and it's an amazing research tool for cars that are either being currently sold at the major auctions like Copart and IAA, or cars that have been sold at the auction in the past. So you can use this to research your next auction purchase and compare what similar cars have sold for, but you can also research the history on cars being sold private party or at a dealer to see if they have any auction history, like this 2015 E63 wagon on eBay. Now, this car is listed as salvage, but it was slapped back together to look decent in pictures to command a lot more money. I'm all about making a buck, but autoauctions.io levels the playing field by showing you what this car looked like at the auction just 2 months ago, so you can make a more informed decision. And it shows you how much the seller on eBay just paid for the car. If you only buy clean title cars, this site is also very beneficial because some accident cars sell at auction without a branded title, like this 2011 X5. This car will be fixed and it will command clean title money even though it was severely damaged. I don't know about you, but I'd want to know about this wreck, and with this site, you get all the pictures and the title status so you can run the VIN of literally any car you want to buy, and if there's no auction history, it tells you up front so you don't pay for that report. I'll leave a link down below in the video description box to autoauctions.io. This special link will get you a discount off a membership or some free bonus reports, and I really hope that this helps you guys out. So then let's cut the wheel as soon as we get out there a little bit. I'll let you know when. This nose is so long. Yeah, you could start cutting it. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, the brakes work. That's good.
Well, Pat, you were the first one to sort of drive this car. So what do you think of my crazy, weird 80s Firebird?
There's a lot of straps. It does have brakes, but oh my God, what the heck is it? This is...
I don't know. Oh, it's got a seatbelt extension right here. And then... What? This is an extra
straps.
door handle. This is Pat, everybody, by the way. He's a performance driving instructor, professional photographer. He takes a lot of pictures at Mecum and whatnot, so he's here to help me discover exactly what I paid $1,100 for.
First of all, I want to find out what's under the hood. We still have to figure out how to get under there.
Yeah.
But look at the bodywork.
I know.
Everything is all blended into one.
I don't even know if that hatch opens. I don't think it does. It's just like one molded piece. It's insane.
We're going to have to discover.
But you've seen all like movie cars, concept cars, crazy stuff you've taken pictures of.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anything that resembles this? I'm trying to figure out if it's one of one. What is this?
Well, there's a lot of companies that have always made custom body kits and stuff for cars like this. I've photographed a lot of Baldwin Motion Corvettes and things like that, but I can't recall seeing another one even remotely close to what this looks like.
We're gonna try and get the hood open, but first, should we see if this hatch even opens? Because at first, I didn't even think it had taillights. The original 3rd gen Firebird and everything else has a taillight right around here and on that side. And then this one, they mounted them up here. This must have been trailered at some point facing that way. That's why there's a ton of bugs. But I don't think this opens. I don't see how it could at all. I mean, literally, this is all just one molded big chunk. There's no actual separate bumper from the quarter panel. What do you got going on there?
I was just looking to see if this was another strap.
Oh, no straps. Maybe, I don't know. So the quarter panel and the bumper on this car are completely molded. Even the fender liner part, like right in here, is molded as well. Someone put literally hundreds of hours into this car. And then look at this, the front fenders and the bumper. I mean, you literally couldn't even take them off the car.
It's almost like they didn't even want to have doors on the car.
Right, right. It's just they did it once and that was it. So it really makes me think this was some kind of crazy show car that wasn't really used much, but it does look like it will actually run and drive. The brakes work. I took a peek under there. It's got a drivetrain. So anyway, let's pop the hood, see what's under there, and eventually see if we can get it started. The battery's obviously completely dead, but these seats are really cool too. I'm excited. They're probably nothing super expensive, but they look nice.
All right, here we go. The moment of truth.
Yep. There's a lot of fiberglass.
There's a lot of fiberglass.
A lot of fiberglass. Oh, man. All right, here is the latch. I'm just going to do it manually since the cable doesn't do anything. All right, try, you got it?
Oh, I got it. I got it. It's
there you go. All right, pull up.
Moment of truth.
There we go. What do we got? Is it an iron dude?
Carburation. We've got an Edelbrock carb.
Woo! I could see under there. I knew it had. I could see the headers under there. So, woo! We got a carbureted car on the channel.
The struts are not that great, so I've got to hold it
Well,
up.
that's typical. I'll go get my channel locks from the C5, the EcoVet, because those don't stay up either. All right, you don't have a Camaro or a Firebird from this era without a nice set of channel locks to hold your hood up. So here is our engine. So we don't know if it's a 305 or a 350. So I looked up the VIN, of course, so I knew that this had a 5 liter, so a 305 basically. And I figured that this was a carbureted engine because 85 it still had one. So if it had the original engine, it would have that. And as you can see here, it tells us how to adjust the carburetor idle speed. But this one at the very least looks slightly modified. We have some long tube headers. We have an Edelbrock carburetor and a different little intake dealie. An Edelbrock intake, look at that. All right, so we got the battery charging up right now. And this does have a button to pop. Oh, it worked.
I heard that.
It worked. It wasn't working before. So what did that actually pop? Did that actually?
I bet you it's the taillights and everything.
Yeah, it's got to come up with the taillights. I don't want to, man, I don't want to break anything. No, dude, I don't think this actually comes up. You know what? Let me get inside the car. Hang on. Oh, this better not be molded in there too. Please don't break. Please don't break. T-tops work. This is awesome. I have not taken off a third gen. My first car, by the way, was an 88 GTA Trans Am. And then my second car was an 89 Formula 350, totally mint. I bought the GTA when I was 15. Okay. I want to get her dirty with my boots. I'm going to try and push up on it, or... Ugh. There's no way, dude. You know what? Can you hit the button while I push? It's over. It's right there. See the orange? It's orange. It's the only orange button. Go ahead. Ugh. No, dude. There's no way this hatch opens. I think it's permanently shut. Hang on. Let's see what we... Oh, wait a minute. There's stuff back here. Oh, this is definitely the leather case for the T-tops. Oh, sweet. Oh, nice. Actually, it's got the GM logo and everything. Cool. Fisher body. That's awesome. I have one of these in my Escalade, and I use it underneath my baby seat so it doesn't leave indentations in the leather. Hang on, we got some other... Oh, there's a bazooka tube. It's got an aftermarket radio. There's a bazooka tube. There's a pile of cash. I'm just kidding. Oh, man, I want to get this open. No. Give it a shot outside again, but I don't think the back opens at all. Let's see what we got in here. So I literally, guys, I have not explored anything, so nothing too exciting, I guess. We have we have an old tape that you can use with a 3.5mm jack. That's awesome.
You're gonna find like a Def Leppard cassette or something.
Dude, I mean, I think I'm gonna put one in here, that's for sure. Well, let's see what's in the old Firebird Trans Am pouch. Okay, we have an insurance card. Let me cover up the guy's name if it's on here. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so insurance card. Expiration date, 9/18/18. It's 2019 right now at the end. Okay, whatever. So this was definitely insured up until about a year ago. And nothing else in there. All right, we gotta look under. I gotta get out of here.
Don't those move forward, or am I just enjoying your misery right now?
No, I mean, they're aftermarket, so they're probably just fixed. Oh, no, they do. You're right. We do have a Kenwood. This has got to be from like the 90s, right? Or something? No. Hold on. USB. No, that's not from the 90s. What do we got? Nothing in there. Anything? Think. Yeah. This is totally a blue car. Look at that.
Yep.
Wow. This is a nice looking car. It's kind of rare to have a blue 3rd gen Firebird back in the day. Cool. All right, let's see if these headlights work. Oh, they work, dude. Both of them. They work nice. Man, that's awesome. It's a little dim. We're still really low on power, but it's juicing up. Taillights are on. Brake lights work. It looks kind of cool, actually. At night, this is going to be awesome. I gotta say, we are cleaning this car. We're gonna wash this car in this video because from the pictures that I saw, there was 2 pictures I found online. I looked up the Banshee concept. Some people that I talked to when I bought this car were like, look up the Banshee from the 80s. And in the late 80s, Pontiac made a Banshee concept off of a Firebird. It's this crazy futuristic looking Firebird, and it resembles this. The front end, even the back end specifically, looks like this is some kind of recreation of that concept car, although that had some crazy dual overhead cam fancy motor at the time. So after I started researching the Banshee, I found a couple pictures on thirdgen.org. Someone that posted a picture of what looks to be this exact same car, and it looks amazing. It looks really clean, like a show car, but no one knew what it was. No one had any real information. No one knew who owned the car. Now let me know if you think that is the exact car. I don't see how it couldn't be, and hopefully the previous owner reaches out to me. This car was actually donated, and then it was sold at the auction, so hopefully nothing happened to the owner. Sometimes when something gets donated, something happens to the owner, and then the kids just donate the car. So we waited like another 15-20 minutes. We'll see if this has enough power on its own. Go ahead, give it a shot. Give it maybe a couple pumps of the gas. Who knows what's even in this thing. Just want to see if it'll crank. All right. No. No. Oh, a fan's coming on. The engine fan. It's wired up to be on all the time. coming on there. It shows some fuel, so let's see what happens. Oh,
We're almost there.
we took a little lunch break, so it's been an hour of the battery charger baking. So we should be good to go. And Pat just pointed out how much longer this is than a factory Firebird. So take a look at the front end and the back end. Pat, what do you think? They added a couple feet to this car? It's got to weigh a ton. Even if we can get that hatch open, there's no shock that could hold that up. All right, dude. Moment of truth. Here we go. Okay, you know what? Let's get the bird back on it. All right, we connected the jumpers from the Trans Am. We're not going to start it because I want to hear this thing. So we'll see if that gives it enough juice. Pat, do the honors. Here, try it again. All right, hang on. All right, go ahead. Oh, it started. It spun. That's good. It spun a little bit.
Closest that we've been so far.
Yeah, but man, is that weak. Very weak. Almost kind of like seemed a little stressed, you know?
Yep.
Oh yeah, we got oil. Wow, it looks really nice. It says to add a little, but it looks kind of new, actually. Huh. All right. Yeah, I gotta say, man, I know the battery's probably weak, but like, it seems very difficult to turn over. All right, I'm done messing around. I've removed the battery from the Turbo Trans Am, put it in the red, weird 80s Trans Am. I don't know what I'm gonna call this car just yet. Comment down below what we should nickname this 1985 Firebird. But anyway, we should be able to start it if it's gonna start. So go ahead, Pat. Hang on. That sounds horrible. Hang on. Shut the key off. I think there's something wrong with this engine. Like, it cranks really slow, like it's partially, like it's binding. It kind of feels like it's binding. Because we know this battery is really good. Let me know in the comment section, guys, but that does not sound good at all. Like, even if it wasn't going to start, it would at least kind of crank quicker than that.
You'd hope so.
Geez. I don't know. I mean, I guess in theory, and this is me being hopeful that the engine's okay, it could be an accessory that's bound up that's slowing it down. So before we jump to any conclusions, let's take the belts off and see what we can figure out. Okay, there we go. We already loosened up that, so that's that. So it's not that. The alternator is okay. Okay. Well, we won't be able to tell. Okay. We know it's not the alternator, so it could be the power steering pump or the water pump. Hopefully it's not the crank. Okay, that was actually kind of loose. Wow, these are all like kind of really loose. Okay, there we go. Well, hey, if it's the power steering pump, it's an easy one, that's for sure. Oh, no, it's not the power steering pump. Please be the water pump. Please be the water pump. No! No, literally all the accessories are fine. Dude.
I think we're left with one option.
All right, let's just go ahead and crank it again. See what it looks like. Oh, that sounds so bad. All right, dude, let's not do it anymore. You know what? I was looking in there, and the starter looks like fairly new. And the oil was new. So God, honestly, that could be because maybe they ran it out of oil, locked it up, decided to put fresh oil in it, and they broke the starter from it being locked? All right, hang on. Let me gather my thoughts. So we might have a bad engine on the Firebird. It was listed as a non-runner and driver, but honestly, that could be anything from a bad battery to a locked engine. So either way, at $1,100, it was a great gamble. It's just a Chevy small block, but I'd love to get this started. But let me know in the comment section right now, guys. We're going to do some investigation. Do you think this engine's locked up from what you just saw? I kind of think it is. We're going to take out a couple of spark plugs. See what we can see if there's anything on the plug. I have a little borescope, but it's dead. It's like a battery powered one. So, God, these spark plugs are like really difficult to get to with these headers. Okay, yeah. There we go. One theory is that if this engine sat for a very long time, the piston rings can get frozen to the cylinder walls. I would think that, except that I saw that safety inspection sticker, and then I found another insurance card, by the way, that's from this year. So it's like, I think the car was driven within the last 12 months. That's just not enough time to freeze up rings. But man, this plug looks nice. It actually looks really kind of newer. So nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna take out as many as I can, and then we'll try to crank it over again. But I don't want to really do that too many more times, because if it is the rings, you can take the plugs out and spray some penetrating oil in there, and you can get it to work. I mean, I'm not saying the engine's gonna last forever after that, but anyway, let's pull some more plugs out and we'll see what happens. All right, I was only able to get 2 plugs out with these headers. A normal spark plug socket does not do the trick, so I'm gonna have to get a special one. I think they sell a wrench too when you have headers on these small blocks that just get in the way of everything. But we pulled a couple out. I don't know. Let's just try it one more time. Okay. All right, so we really can't take out any of the other spark plugs. I'm gonna have to get a special tool for that, and I think it's time for the Firebird to move over to this side of the garage. So we're gonna get the car on the rack, lift it up, see what we can find underneath the car, see if maybe a torque converter bolt or two has loosened up and is jamming with the flex plate, or who knows. So we're gonna inspect the car on the rack, and then it needs to be in the garage anyway, because if it does need an engine, I'll have to order one and replace the engine over the next few weeks. So because it's December in Chicago, it's just barely above freezing right now. This is my last opportunity to wash the car, and I hate working on dirty cars. So we're gonna wash this thing up, make it look really sweet, and then it's going up on the rack. Well, for a car with a potential blown motor, this does not look bad at all, guys. I know it's super weird. I mean, it literally looks like a movie car, to be honest with you. So I just can't wait to drive it. Look, I mean, imagine pulling up to Cars and Coffee in this bad boy right here. So I know there's gonna be some love. Of course there's gonna be some hate, but I think she's looking really, really cool, super retro, super weird. Anyway, we're gonna go push it into the garage right now, lift it up, and see what we can find underneath. Can't believe this is my car. This is so weird. All right, here we are under the weird Firebird Trans Am. We have a Flowmaster muffler. We have a Spawn Performance Panhard rod. We have an aftermarket sway bar back here. Looks like the stock 10 bolt. Maybe it's just painted, who knows. And then we have an aftermarket torque arm as well. This is like, I think, a $300 or $400 piece by itself, and it looks to be in better shape than the one that's on my white Trans Am. So we have an aftermarket cross member. We still have a catalytic converter, which is kind of weird. A little bit of a trans leak going on here. We do have headers on this car. Looks like we have a bigger front sway bar as well. Different sway bar links. Factory brakes. And here's our engine. So let's see. We have an inspection cover right here, so maybe we can pop that off and just double check the flex plate to the torque converter. And then we could probably also see the gears to the starter that looks fairly new. So let's take this off. All right, so we got the cover off so we can see the torque converter right here, your flex plate right here. The teeth don't really look damaged. And then I got Pat in the car. He is gonna tap the starter for us so we can watch this gear right now and see what is going on with that. So go ahead, Pat. Okay, wow, I mean, the splines on the starter right in there, they look totally twisted. That could be because it's so hard to turn the motor over. Do it one more time, Pat. Yep. All right, that's good. And then that is supposed to retract further back. So, God, I think the engine is locked up, but our next step is definitely to get the plugs out of here so I can try and turn this over by hand. I don't want to do it right now with the breaker bar because look at the tiny little bolt in there. I don't want to snap that off in the crank if it has a lot of resistance. So I think our next step is definitely to get the spark plugs out of this car, borescope the cylinders, and we're going to do that before we may have to drop this pan, because if it's nothing with the piston rings, I want to take a look at the bearings, which means we'll remove the oil pan here, pop off a couple caps, the main caps and some rod caps, and see what is going on. I mean, she looks awesome. Like, tell me this is not a head turner. Love it or hate it. It's super weird. I get that. But this is cool. $1,100. Even if it needs a Chevy small block, which is seriously no big deal. I can buy one of these for a few $100s and slap it in here. They come out the top. They're very easy. We'll do it in the garage. It'll be fun. But even at that, even if I put a couple grand into this thing, just to be able to drive this around, see people's reactions, totally worth it to me. All right, guys, I think we're gonna end it there. In the next episode, we're digging deeper into the engine to see if we can get the weird third generation Firebird started. Comment down below what I should nickname this car. Follow Pat, he's on Instagram. He takes amazing pictures. P Morgan Racing on Instagram, and definitely check out the link down below to autoauctions.io. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, share this one. Everybody should know about this crazy, crazy weird car, right, Pat?
Exactly, because we all want to find out ultimately what you have gotten yourself into.
Exactly, and he's going to be writing some articles on this car as well, so hopefully we'll find out what it is, and I'll definitely update you, obviously, in the next video if the previous owner reaches out or if I learn anything from the comments section from you guys. So anyway, have an awesome day. I'll catch all of you in the next video.